All right, Shalom. Back out here again through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. But before we begin, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH.
Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Much strength, you brothers laboring worldwide. Amen. We coming to the end of this thing, man. Somebody give me yep. And second is 6 and 9. Yeah, we coming to the end of this thing. You should be in rejoice mode, man. All right? Regardless of whatever we got to go through, we see the fall of our enemies. Yeah. That should be, you know, worthy of praise of YAHAWASHI, because he's the one that's doing it. You got that?
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 5.
Yep.
Thus said the Lord power, and evil and only evil, behold, is come.
Yeah, evil and only evil, behold, is come. Go ahead.
Verse 6, and end is come, the end is come, and watching for thee, behold, it is come.
Yeah, man, the end is waiting on you. All right, and we know Esau is the end of the world, the end of this current rulership. All right, that has our people just lost in the sauce, man. Go.
Second Ezra 9 verse 5. Yep. For like it's all that is made in the world,
yep,
have the beginning and the end, and the end is manifest.
Yeah, the end is made known. It is shown forth. Right? Go ahead.
Going to Second Ezra 6 and verse 7. It says, then answered I and said, yep, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, and what shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that follows?
Yeah, we at the end of Esau's season of rulership. All right? What is the beginning of the first? All right? Go ahead.
It says in the end of it that, in the beginning of it that follows.
In the beginning of it that follows, go ahead.
And he said unto me from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the head of Esau.
Go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Go ahead.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
You see? So our kingdom is coming, man. We're at the end of this rulership, and all these prophecies are playing out. Give me Matthew 16. And it's showing forth. The things are blooming. The things that the Lord said was going to happen are happening.
Yeah, God, this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 20. And when the world that shall begin,
start at 17.
17. Second Ezra 6 and 17. And it happened that when I had heard,
it, 18.
18. Yep. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth.
And that's what you're seeing. The Lord is drawing nigh, visiting them that dwell upon the earth. What do you think these are? That's beautiful. These earthquakes, man. These uproars of the people. All right? Your dollar getting ready to crash. What do you think that's all about? Oh, it's the Lord YAHAWASHI visiting America, Babylon the Great, the wickedest kingdom ever erected.
Verse 19, and will begin to make inquisition of them.
See, and begin to make inquisition. Where was you in 70 AD? Right? Where was you on those postcards hanging our brothers and sisters? Right? Or the Lord is making inquisition on you devils.
What they be that have hurt unjustly,
see,
with their unrighteousness.
Yep, what you be. You gonna hurt the Jews of YAHAWASHI. He's gonna pay you back for that. Go ahead,
and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens.
See, these tokens, these signs are being shown. Why? Because the world is being finished. This current age, this current rulership. Okay? Go ahead.
The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together.
And that's what you said. The books are open before the firmament. All right? You can get a text, all right, or alert from a brother halfway across the world, and it's open before the firmament by way of the internet. Right?
It's Matthew 16. I'm starting at verse 1. It says, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting, desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven.
Yep.
He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, he said it will be fair weather, for the sky is red, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and warm.
Yep.
O ye hypocrites.
Oh, you hypocrites. Go ahead.
Ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
Yeah, you don't see what's going on? America's getting worse. It's not getting any better. These certain mandates, why they constraining you to take this thing and you can't get nothing to eat, you can't work. What do you think that's about? It's not going to get any better. It's going to increase, all right?
It says, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. And there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah.
And you see the prophets on the highways and byways, man. Jonah was a prophet, all right? Telling Nineveh, hey, man, if you don't get your shit together, you're going to be destroyed. It didn't happen at that time, but guess what? It eventually happened because all the words of the Lord are going to come to pass. That's why you see this place messed up, man. You got food shortages, all right, supply chain disruption. What are you going to do when you can't feed your baby? What you going to do? Guess what is coming? Whether you want to believe it or not. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ezekiel 7 and verse 25, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none.
Read that again.
Yeah, Ezekiel 7 and verse 25, destruction cometh.
Destruction cometh, go ahead.
And they shall seek peace.
And you going to seek peace. You going to call out to who you call is God and sweet Jesus. And he ain't going to answer you. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, and there shall be none.
And it ain't going to be none. You going to cry to the Lord early, he ain't going to hear you. Because when he got his hand open up to you right now, you reject him. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 26, mischief shall come upon mischief,
Yep.
and rumor shall be upon rumor.
Yep.
And then shall they seek a vision of the prophet.
And you going to come out here and we ain't going to be out here. You going to seek a vision of the prophet. But at the time that it was open to you, you despised it. Hold that.
Zechariah 7 and 13. Therefore it has come to pass that as he cried,
Yep, as he cried, the Lord is crying after you right now. Go ahead.
and they would not hear,
And you would not hear. Go ahead.
so they cried,
Yep.
and I would not
And
hear,
the Lord ain't going to hear you. Go ahead.
saith the Lord of hosts.
See? And it's coming to that time very soon. All right? You think you'll be studying? Nah, man. That dollar going to be worthless. They gonna constrain you to take that MOTB, which is the RFID microchip. Then what you going to do? Right? It's going to be a lot of pressure, man. We're going to see what your faith entails.
You're finishing off Ezekiel 7 and 26. It says, but the law shall perish from the priests, and counsel from the ancients.
And counsel from the end. That's what you get, this counsel, man. This wise counsel that the Lord has opened up to us.
God, this is the book of Ezekiel 21 and verse 9.
Yep.
Son of man, prophesy.
Yep.
And say, thus saith the Lord power.
See, that's what we come out to say. Thus saith the Lord. We're not speaking our own words. We're not coming out our own vain opinion. We're speaking the words of the Heavenly Father. Go ahead, huh?
Say a sword.
Yep.
A sword is sharpened.
Yep.
And also firm.
Yeah, a sword is sharpened and also firm. It is ready to take you jakes out. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The white man is poised to kill you, whether you want to believe it or not. God.
It says, son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the
Oh,
Lord.
son of man, prophesy, let you know, give you warning what's coming to pass. Go ahead.
Say, thus saith the Lord.
Yep.
Say a sword is sharpened and furbished.
And furbished see, the Lord has this destruction prepared. The brother started out reading Ezekiel 7, said the end watching for you. It's already decreed. It's just waiting on you to get done. Go ahead, huh?
It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter.
Yep.
It is furbished that it may glitter.
Go ahead.
Should we then make murder?
Yeah, should you be in Murph going to the baseball game every damn weekend, acting like there's nothing happened, nothing going on? What we gonna find out? Go ahead.
It contendeth the rod of my son as every tree.
Go ahead.
And he hath given it to be furnished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and is furbished to give it to the hand of the
Like
slave.
who was the slave? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. The Lord has prepared this devil to come down with great wrath. When we giving you this warning, it's up to you to hearken. It's up to you to hear. We can't make you understand. All right, blessed is he who understands, though. Is they doing that? Yep.
Yeah. Proverbs 1 and verse 20, it says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of the
wisdom
concourse.
cries out. She uttered her voice in the street. This is an example of wisdom crying out right now. Uttering her voice in the street, man. Keep going on.
Yep. Verse 21, she crieth in the chief place of concourse.
She cried in the chief place of concourse, right here on the highways and byways, the intersections of the city, man. That's where you find wisdom at. Go ahead.
It says, in the openings of the gates, in the openings of the gates in the city, she uttered a voice.
Yeah, that's what
a
you're
word
saying. The Lord has the words of the Lord are being spoken out in public. It's not hidden. So you can't have any excuse. You can't say I didn't hear this. You know you're an Israelite? Okay, good. Go ahead.
Verse 22, how long, you simple
How
one,
long, you simple one?
will you love simplicity?
Yeah, man, a lot of people are simple as hell. They love the easy thing of the world. Go ahead.
It says, and the scorners delight in their scorning,
Yep.
and the fools hate knowledge.
And fools hate knowledge. This knowledge, you got it.
Love and simplicity. What's the embodiment of that? You being here acclimated in America. You loving folly and being involved in this and living out your fantasies here, man. That's you loving simplicity because it's playing out through your actions, man. You know?
Yep.
And that's what's going to lead to your destruction.
God, that is gonna lead to your destruction. Because you despise his word. And it's being opened unto you. It's being revealed unto you. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, God, Proverbs 1 and verse 23 says, turn ye at my reproof.
Yep.
Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you.
And that's what you're saying. The Lord is pouring out his spirit to his people because he has compassion for them. He wants them not to be destroyed. But this ain't for the masses. And we like it that way. All right? We know this for the elect, for the chosen of YAHAWASHI.
God. It says, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and you have refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
See, the Lord has got his hand stretched out now, but no man is regarded. All right? Only the elect of the children of Israel are going to come back to this. Go ahead.
Verse 25. But ye have set and not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof.
And with none of his reproof, man. You get reproved now. Okay?
God, this is the book of 2 Chronicles 36 and 15.
Yep.
It says, in the Lord, YAHAWASHI, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers.
See, by his messengers, the Lord is not coming to you, man. All right? He sent out men to spread his word, to publish his gospel. Go ahead.
Rising up big times.
Yep. Often and early, diligently. Go ahead.
And sending.
Yep.
Because he had compassion on his people.
See, because he have compassion on his people. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, this book of Deuteronomy 32 and verse 20. And he said, I will hide my face from them.
Yep.
I will see where their end shall be.
Yep.
For they are a very fraud generation.
Yep.
Sure in whom is no faith.
Sure in whom is no faith, man. All right, and that's 2/3 you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the Lord has opened up this word to you, and you reject it. And it's a penalty for that, man. Hold 2 Ezra 9 and start at the top. It's a penalty for unbelief, man. You want to be destroyed. Yeah,
Got some real quick. Yeah. This is the book of Jeremiah 6. I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, to whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ears uncircumcised, that they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it.
Yeah, you have no delight in it, man. All right, even though you hear the warning, you see the signs, but you can't perceive the danger lurking. Okay? You know, a deer is not friends with a damn lion. You know? But you don't see the danger lurking. Esau is ready to pounce and kill you, man. He's setting up different legislation. All right, all he got to do is just sign that letter or sign that bill, and then it's over. You know, ain't nothing you can do about it. But you want to continue to trust in this system. You want to continue to trust in Esau.
Hey, how can I add? Real quick, your brother said, y'all brought out to give into the hand of the slave. YAHAWASHI spoke about that. The thief coming not but for to steal, kill, and destroy. That's the lot Esau was meant to occupy, man. So right now, this sounds like a crazy idea. You said it's so-called like a cartel. I should take over the world, you know, the villain. But you're going to find it to be true. All right, this man is going to come after you, all hell bent on destroying you. All right, this man loves the blood of the children of Israel. Like the brother going into. That's going to be that eye-opening moment. This man pick your ass up and haul you off into a detention center.
And guess what? It's coming, man. Whether you want to believe it or not. All right, because the Lord has already prophesied these things to come to pass.
First Thessalonians 5:3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
And you're not going to escape. Why? Because you don't know what's to your peace. All right? The Lord haven't opened you up to that. All right? We coming back to YAHAWASHI with a contrite, humble spirit, knowing we went out, man. You know, that's the problem with Jake. They have no fear. They don't fear the Lord. There's no fear in the land. And that's why you're going to be destroyed.
Good. The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Yeah, measure thou the time diligently in itself. By way of what? The prophecies. Go ahead.
And when thou seest part of the signs past that I have told thee before,
part of the prophecies past that he have told us before, namely what? What is that? Transatlantic slave trade? That was a prophecy. Come. Okay, come. Yeah. These different things that the Lord said were going to come to pass. Hey, we've been in the want of everything from our enemies.
Esau causing fire
Come.
to descend on the earth. What's that? Revelation 13, he caused the fire to come down on the earth. That came to pass. They were sending Nagasaki. World War I, World War II. Outlined in the scripture.
So these are the things the Lord said part of the signs past.
Verse 2 says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same times wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Oh, see, visit the world which he made. He's drawing nigh to the earth, man. By way of what? The prophecies, the different hurricanes, the different tornadoes. Where's the Lord that's drawing near and visiting this place? Go ahead.
Therefore, when thou shalt be seeing earthquakes,
earthquakes,
and uproars of the people in the world,
uproars of the people, and we seeing these things. They're manifest. Go ahead.
Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Now the Lord said, then thou shalt well understand. But 2/3, Jake, they don't even understand, man. They don't see the prophecies. All right? Why? Because the Lord hasn't opened them up to it. Go ahead. Why? So he can destroy them. Go ahead.
For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
And the end is manifest. It's made known. Continue.
Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs.
Endings and effects and signs. And we see them. Go ahead.
And everyone that shall be saved.
And everyone that shall be saved. Go ahead. So, see, that's the duality of YAHAWASHI, man. He give you the destruction, and then what he do, he just lets you know the ones who actually seek him while he may be found, this is a reward for them. Go ahead.
It says, even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonderful powerful works, and endings and effects and signs, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works.
It shall be able to escape. That's a menacing word. Dictates you must be in danger, man. All right? You in imminent danger here in America. The pit. That's it, huh?
It says, and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
Faith is so important. See, that's why these people can't see the prophecies come to pass because they don't have faith. All right, what is that? Hebrews 4:2. The gospel was preached to us as well as to them, but it didn't profit them not being mixed with faith. And they don't have the outlook. They're not prudent. They don't see the evil coming. But this devil is getting ready to change his countenance.
Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said peril.
Shall be preserved. That word preserved is a bad word. It means keeping it in its original state despite all the things around it. That's what the Lord has for his elect.
Yeah, it goes on to say, and shall seek my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
See, from the beginning. These certain spirits were sanctified from the beginning, man. You see? Oh, you got some more? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. You're right.
It says, then shall they be in pitiful case.
Woo, go ahead. We
until now have abused my ways, and they have cast my way despitefully.
They have cast them away despitefully, man. You see the Lord giving you his hand, but you slapping it away. That's like somebody coming to give you comfort. Hey, brother, it's going to be away. And you just slap their arm away, man. That's what you doing to YAHAWASHI, man. You got it.
Proverbs 1 and verse 32. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them.
So you want to trust that Esau, that fool is going to destroy you, man. Read that from the top one more time.
It says, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them.
The turning away of the simple is going to slay you. You turning away this word, all right? Because it's really easy to understand, okay? Go ahead.
It says, in the prosperity.
That's if the Lord didn't open it up to you. Let me make that caveat, you know? Because you ain't going to just open up the book and read it and get understanding now. The Lord has to put that spirit on you. And
you talk.
Come. That's it, all right?
You have to be talking.
That's it. And the Lord going to give you discernment if you part of that number. Come. If you part of that number, to know and filter out from these different groups, man. You got guys now openly taking pictures with guns. Now they ain't hiding no more, man.
Oh, well, that's the same guy. He just came out and announced that he's about to have a reality show.
Oh, man. See that?
He announced that he having HALAL. HALAL, man.
That's
You got it. He said, Then after that, he said, call YAHAWASHI. You know,
man. See that? But see, when the spirit is resting on you, you had a discernment, man, to understand these guys ain't got it. They false prophets, man, because they don't line up with the scriptures. They actually do line up with the false prophets in the scripture.
Because discernment, that's a keen instinct in survival. As the brother mentioned, if you're a deer and you lose your senses, you know, and you lose sight that the lion is your enemy, you prancing around the lion will devour you. So discernment is heavy, man, when it comes to decision making is critical when it comes to perseverance, man. Being saved or preserved. So I said that to say this. You 2/3, you finished. And even in 2/3, you know who numbered amongst the 2/3? Guys with Hebrew names. And fringes and t-shirts. They are part of the 2/3. You didn't know that? Let's go back to the time of YAHAWASHI. When YAHAWASHI hit the ground running, he was bumping heads with Israelites, man. And they knew they was Israelites. They had access to the temple. They were making sacrifices. But did that bring them into the good graces of the Heavenly Father? No. So how much more now a nigga on the coming board, man, with a head? Yeah, a Wendy's headset. You got aprons all over. You gonna cook. But on your pastime, to unwind, your main thing is you a cook. You'll make a nigga mean. Let's salve. But on your pastime, you on the coming board putting up precepts. You got something?
Matthew 7 and 21, it says, Matthew 7 and 21, it says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord.
Right, and that goes to Israelites that even know the name of YAHAWASHI, man. And those of you who acknowledge the doctrine or somewhat, you acknowledge that you're an Israelite, yet you are not fully committed to the services of the Heavenly Father. You have not given yourself or maybe made your body a living sacrifice, man. Go ahead,
shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
See that? And that's fully committed. That's fully submitting. When you do the will of someone, you're taking all of your power off the table. You're at the mercy now of another power. And you're doing his will. See, that's what the elect in the 1/3 of the nation of Israel come in at, man. Which is not a large number in contrast to Israel. Israelites all over the place, man. We found out a lot of these so-called looking Edomites, them Israelites, man. So-called Moab and so-called Chinese and so-called African, a lot of them Israelites. So that's going to be a remnant that's going to see the salvation of our Lord YAHAWASHI. You got more there? Go ahead.
It says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord. It says, have we not prophesied in thy name?
Yeah, like Alizah. Alizah, man. Nigga last seen on IG with some AR-15s and fringes, man. Yep, go ahead.
It says, and in thy name has cast out devils, and in thy name they've done many wonderful works.
Yep, go ahead.
It says, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you.
Yep.
Depart from me.
I
Says
never
what?
knew thee, which goes back to the beginning of time. That's what Ephesians, the first chapter, come into play. See, those who are going to see the deliverance of the Heavenly Father through His Son YAHAWASHI was predestined, preordained from the foundation of the earth. You know what that means? Before the Lord made the backdrop, before you saw mountains and rivers and ravines and lakes and streams and oceans, before you saw any of those things, the elect was with the, oh, that's in Proverbs the 8th chapter, man. My delight was the sons of men. The elect, I'm going to say this, the elect ain't nothing to sneeze at. That's why you got to be careful around, you know, men that could potentially be of the elect. The elect are very heavy office, man. That's why when you read St. John the 17th chapter, YAHAWASHI was saying, well, I have not lost any of them. Yep, go ahead.
It says, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Yep, yeah, you workers of iniquity. Your work is of it promotes iniquity. Because see, the true gospel, right? It entails restrictions. It entails restrictions. See, these other Israelite groups, you can have 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot in the camp. That don't apply over here, you know. So it proves that there's restrictions that come with the teachings about Lord YAHAWASHI. And so give me what you got real quick.
This is Malachi 3 and 18. Then shall ye return.
Yep. Then shall you what?
Return.
You shall return. Go ahead.
And discern.
And discern. All right. So you're going to come back on the scene of the crime. You're going to come back to the planet Earth, and you're going to be equipped with wisdom, man. All right. The wisdom to discern. Read that again.
Then shall ye return.
Yep.
And discern.
And discern. Go ahead.
Between the righteous and the wicked.
Between the righteous and the wicked. That's a heavy. That's a very heavy component, man. That attribute right there it really can't be trumped. Discernment really is wisdom. Decisive decision making. Come on, man. That's your life. You know how many niggas in the tent? But decision making. Bad decision making. But see, now the Lord preserved us. The scripture speaks about how the Lord preserved us from the womb. He kept us for this moment so we could be instructed moving forward. Go ahead. We were born again, press the reset button. Now moving forward, we know how to move amongst these damn ghouls and goblins here in Babylon the Great, man. Straight up.
Yeah.
We bump into it. Like, man and fresh. With an earpiece and a funny cow. You gotta make the right decision. You can't even deal with it. You can't let it get to that. Motherfucker gotta look like man and fresh. Manicure. Motherfucker drive trucks. That's what's out here in Babylon the Great. That's why God equipped us with the necessary attributes, man, to navigate through the pitfalls and snares laid out here in America. Go ahead.
It says, then shall you return and discern.
See, and discern. Go ahead.
Between the righteous and the wicked.
Go ahead.
Between him that serveth YAHAWASHI and him that serveth him not.
Come on, man. So you don't have the discernment to see what group serve YAHAWASHI versus what group serve their own belly. And we got the footage on Al-Azhar, man. He like he's doing an interview. So yeah, man, we got my reality show in the works. You know, call Lord YAHAWASHI, man. And you actually got guys that's following them, man, because they wasn't given discernment. All right, you got it up.
That's right, man. You weren't given the. You don't realize, man, that the path that leads to righteousness is very small, man.
Fine.
Okay? Go ahead. You got that.
Yeah, God. Jeremiah 6 and verse 16 says, thus
See?
said the Lord, stand ye in the way and see.
And see.
And as for the old
That shit going to discernment, man. You ain't got that sense to see these dudes are off. And as for the old path, go ahead.
where is the good way?
Where's the good way? I've given you good doctrine. That's the good way, man. The doctrine that YAHAWASHI sent out to lead the life, man. But you reject it. 2/3 of you, Jake, like the brother said, beautifully. You're going be having on fringes and t-shirts. And you're going to be destroyed. Go ahead.
And walk therein, and you shall find rest for your souls.
And you shall find rest for your soul. If you walk in this, if you abide in the correct doctrine, take heed into the doctrine, right? Go ahead.
But they said, hey, we will not walk therein.
Yup. You got men who see it, but they so puffed up in pride, they don't want to be humble and walk there in the path that's going to lead to life. You got that.
It's Matthew 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
That's right. Go ahead.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way.
And that straight gate is a level of difficulty. It's not going to be easy. You got to endure it to the end. Go ahead.
It says, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
That leadeth to destruction. Everything outside this truth is going to lead to destruction. Period. If you're not under the banner of YAHAWASHI, serving him under the correct doctrine, you're going to die. That's it. Go ahead,
And many there be which go in therein.
And many there be that go in therein. Is it on there? A little bit more.
It says, because straight is the gate,
Yep.
and narrow is the way,
Yep. Narrow is the way. Go ahead.
which leadeth unto life.
Which, see? Go ahead. That's a path. Go ahead.
And few there be that find.
And see that? So it's going to be a few number, like the brother said beautifully. It's a few that's going to find this path. Not everybody's going to understand this truth and not be offended. You know, that so-called rape doctrine or whatever they want to call it, that offended a lot of you Jays. And the Lord just booted your ass right on out of there. See? Let's see, that's why it says it's a narrow path. Okay?
Yeah, Jeremiah 6 and verse 17, it says, also I said, watch me over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet.
See, hearken to the sound, the warning that is being given out. The Lord said, hearken to it. Go ahead.
It says, but they said, we will not hearken. Therefore, hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them.
Yep. Is it on that? Okay, yeah, go ahead, my son.
It's Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 1.
Yep.
Run ye to
That's
and
beautiful.
fro through the streets of Jerusalem.
Through the streets of Jerusalem. And that go right into the Go ahead.
And see now,
Yep.
and know,
Yep.
and seek in the broad place thereof.
Yep.
If ye can find a man,
If you can find a man, go ahead.
if there be any,
Yep.
executed judgment.
There be any that execute a judgment. We're looking for the elect, man. That's beautiful. Read that again.
It says, run ye to and fro
Yep.
through the streets of Jerusalem.
Through the street. Hey, man. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Go ahead.
And see now,
Yep.
and know, and seek in the broad place.
Oh, it said, and no. So you got to be tried out. You ain't just going to come in this thing, man. No, you got to be tried out. You got to be tested. What sort you is. Go ahead.
And seek in the broad places thereof.
Yep.
If ye can find a man, if there be any that execute a judgment,
If there be any that execute a judgment, go ahead.
that seeketh the truth.
That seek of the truth. See, it wasn't, that's why I say it's easy, because when the Lord called us in this thing, he made it easy for us. All right, he gave us men to lead us. All right, but for you that can't get it, man, that's the Lord hated your ass. Period. And the ones who get a little bit, all right, and still off in the dark, your ISUBK, your IUIC, man, the Lord hates you even worse than the other ones, man, because you're going to be whooped with many stripes. You know the will of the Lord, and you still ain't doing it. Go ahead,
That seeketh the truth,
Yep.
and I will pardon.
And the Lord will pardon it. We got to be pardoned, man. We full of iniquity, okay? And we got to have that iniquity forgiven. All of it. Go ahead,
And though they say, the Lord liveth, surely they swear falsely.
Yeah, they swear falsely, man. All right, by way of the doctrine, because that's what's going to release to life. Okay?
This is the book of Matthew 10 and verse 5.
Yep.
It says, these 12 Yahawashah sent forth and commanded them, saying,
Oh, this is a commandment for you guys that want to be keyboard warriors. Go ahead.
go not into the way of the Gentiles,
Yep.
and into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not,
Go ahead.
but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Yeah, go to the elect. That lost sheep of the house of Israel is the elect. Go ahead.
And as ye go preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Yep, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right, the signs are playing out. The prophecies are coming to pass. Go ahead.
Heal the sick.
Yep.
Cleanse the lepers.
Go ahead.
Raise the dead.
Go ahead.
Cast out devils.
And that's what we're doing through the Spirit, man. People are now being able to see, all right, knowing who their power really is, knowing that He controls every breath that you take. There's no free will. That's what people are now getting these devils cast out of them, man. Go ahead,
Freely ye have received,
yep.
freely give.
And then, hey, man, we ain't making no damn mistakes. We ain't selling no breakdown. Freely we gave, freely we received, freely we giving it out. Go ahead.
It says, provide neither gold nor silver,
Go ahead.
nor brass in your purses,
Yep.
nor scrip for your journey, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves,
Yep.
for the
Oh,
work.
nor yet staff, no weapons. That's a commandment. You ain't doing what Yahawashi said do. You stab, man, carnal, man. Go ahead.
It says, for the workman
Yep.
is worthy of his meat.
You got a workman is worthy of me, man. The Lord's gonna provide. Okay? Believe me, the Lord will provide. Go ahead.
It says, and into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy.
See, inquire in it who is worthy. We ain't looking for guys who say, well, I'm an Israelite, you know, t-shirts and fringes, all right, but you don't know the gravity, the seriousness of this thing. No, we're not looking for you.
Yeah, you read us, Shalom.
God,
That ain't enough no more, man.
God. We gotta see what sort of man you is. This is a spiritual battle, man. I gotta have the brother in the church with me, ready to, fight around. Spiritually. You can't have no weak brother beside you, man. You understand? Go ahead,
It says, inquire who in it is worthy,
inquire in it who is worthy. Go ahead.
and there abide till ye go thence.
Yep. That's it on that. Go ahead.
Because 2 Edwards chapter 12, verse 36, it says, now only has been known, now only has been meet to know the secret of the highest.
Yep. Not only has been meet to know the secret of the highest. You see? Go ahead.
Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide.
Well, how you hide something in the book? Oh, we go back to the old phrase, put it in the, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book. Even more so, the Lord hid the understanding. When you can't understand that the mark of the beast is the RFID mark, guess what? The Lord don't want you to live, man. All right? You take that, you're going to die. Yeah, just take it. Yeah. That's it. Read that from the top again.
Verse 36.
Yeah.
It says, thou only has been meet to know the secret of the highest.
Hey man, that's a secret, but we see it plainly. We see all these different things being made manifest, whether the stock is growing up on the price of the chip. More people are investing in it. Why? Because they know it's the next thing that's going to happen.
It's currency.
Come. So why do you think that's happening where the Lord is plainly making it manifest, but you can't see it? And the Lord want to destroy you for that, man. Period. Go ahead,
Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide them.
and hide them. He here to understand. Go ahead.
It says, and teach them to the wise of the people.
And teach them to the and guess what? So like you gotta have wisdom, all right, to get this wisdom. Woo. It look like
Yep.
Read it.
2 Edwards 12:38, it says, and teach them to the wise of the people,
and teach them to the wise of the people. Go ahead.
whose hearts thou knowest,
Whose mind? Go ahead.
may comprehend and keep these secrets.
Oh, and keep these secrets. See? Go ahead. Was that it on that? You got it.
Because 2 Ezra 14, in verse 45, it said, and it came to pass, when the 40 days were fulfilled,
Ooh, that's bad.
that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly,
Yup.
that the worthy and unworthy may read.
Yeah, it's being published openly. What it say? The word of the Lord is like a net where you gather in both the good and the bad. So it's being published openly, right? Go ahead.
It says, but keep the 70 last.
Woo, keep the 70 last. Golly. Man, y'all be having
Come on, man.
God. Keep the 70 last. All right, that word, 7 goes into what? Completion. Go ahead.
It says, but keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people.
See, such as be wise among the people. You carnal Israelites, man, you're not wise. You only black Israelites, you only Latino Israelites, you're not wise. And that's that part of that straight gate, this narrow path that the Lord has set up. So you need to thank YAHAWASHI for the sermon. All right? Like the brother said, that's a key attribute to your salvation, man. If you don't know that it's danger ahead, you dead.
You can't read the sign.
Huh?
You can't read the sign.
That's it.
It tells you the road way is out.
That's
And
it.
you know that's the sign.
That's it. It ain't like that. What else can we tell you?
Road is out ahead.
Either you follow the path that the Lord has laid out to lead to life, or you dead. All roads outside this truth, all right, and this doctrine lead to death. Period.
Yeah, this is supposed to be
No, I'm still hold on. Still past?
because Ecclesiastes on Sirach 39:24.
Yeah.
It says, as his ways are plain unto the holy.
Beautiful. As his ways are plain. See, it's plain to us. We can see, and that's a huge prophecy, man. That market, that MOTB, is huge. Go ahead.
Can I
So-
say to
You got that.
You notice my words there? Way, pass. You know, the way out of this place, the way out of this maze, that path, the way that the Lord laid out. And it's plain unto those who have eyes to see. That's Psalms 119, that made a light. See, really, everything that you subscribe to out there, I'm talking about all of you. It's a path. It's a way. You have just embarked on a mission. And your destiny awaits. The guy that ended up with 20 split fourth in the federal penitentiary, you know what I mean? You know what? He embarked on a mission. It started with a thought. And that, it don't have to be an organized doctrine, if you will. You ain't got to say, you know what? He was subscribing to the teachings of Dr. Khalid Brown or some crazy shit, man. Dr. No, he subscribed to his own way. Oh, the scripture says, yeah, lean not to their own understanding. They shall eat the fruit of their own way. You know, so you're going to have to eat it. You're going to have to eat. Everything comes your way, and it all starts with what you subscribe to. Right? These guys who got a 40 can, the way they look at you, that brutish, wild beast mentality, that starts with a thought, man. So the only path, the only way out of here is this doctrine. You got it, huh? Yep.
Read again. Read again. Ecclesiastes, Sirach 39:24. As his ways are plain unto the holy.
Yeah, as his ways are plain.
So are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
Yeah, so are they stumbling blocks. That's why you can't get it. Because it's a stumbling block to you, man. She got my son.
It's Isaiah chapter 35, verse 8.
Yep.
And in the highway shall be there in a way.
Yeah, a way. See? Go ahead. Yeah, continue.
And it shall be called the way of holiness.
The way of holiness. Go ahead.
Man.
Golly. Hey, huh? You got it out.
It says, the unclean shall not pass over.
See that? The unclean shall not pass over. That's a separation, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
But it shall be for those,
Woo, see? Go ahead.
the wayfaring men.
Yup.
Those fools shall not err therein.
See, man, you fool, man. If you don't have the correct doctrine, you a fool. You out of here, man. Hey, we know the Lord don't deal with no fool.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
God say take no pleasure.
That's it. You got smoke?
It says, says, no lion shall be there,
Mhm.
nor any ravenous beast
Go ahead.
shall go up therein.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Oh,
a brute beast, a ravenous beast. You know what that is? A guy. No, he's foaming at the mouth, telling you that you're wrong. He will not be able to come into that path, into that way of thinking. No brute beast. Go ahead,
It says, it shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there.
But the but the redeemed shall walk there, man. This is that path that the brother explained is going to lead to righteousness, man, and lead to salvation, lead to be preserved from the said perils. It's more on that.
You got
Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I will do a new thing.
Yep.
Now shall it spring forth. Shall ye not know it?
Yep.
I will even make a way in the
That's,
wilderness.
that's again a path, a way in the wilderness. Where's Babylon the Great? We're in the wilderness, man. All right? Israel is a wilderness also, but we are in the wilderness. It's a desolate place, man, where there's no light. Where it said in Job 10, a place of darkness. What darkness is as light.
This is that open valley, dry bone, that desolation.
God, it says, and rivers in the desert.
And that's where you see why this way of these channels, man. This living water is proceeding out on every front now. It's overwhelming. The Lord has poured out His Spirit upon the planet Earth.
Real quick, chapter 2, in verse 14, it reads, it says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea.
See, the earth shall be filled with the what?
With the knowledge.
With the knowledge. See, we ain't know. I ain't know 10 years ago who Yahweh and Yahawashi was. I ain't have the understanding that He was poised to kill me. Like the analogy we make often. You know, you getting ready to go into a house party, and a dude walk up and touch you on your shoulder and say, hey, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna kill everybody in here. Hey, man, that's what the Lord gave to us. You know, He gave us warning, and we move with fear, like Noah. You know? So, read that again, huh?
God, it says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea.
As the waters cover the sea, meaning this living water is covering everybody. It's now Isaac Bruce, and he ain't got the right path. That shows you right there. He calling on different names, still saying JC, but he know he an Israelite. So the water is covering the sea. The sea are the people. Okay? Where is that at? Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 6.
Can I say to you, like a lot of these guys, these celebrities, they already know, man, to the fact that they're Israelites. The stage is set. Nobody gets away. See, once you hear this word, now you're held accountable. I'm sorry I called you how about Yahawashi as he set it up. Well, it was hard to find this path. You got all these other Israelite groups that set up to filter you. You gotta be thankful that Yahawashi called you into this council, man. You know, you found this path. Because look at all the other paths out there. Imagine for the first time you're trying to find this Israelite path. And you type in Hebrew Israelite. You know we're gonna come up, man. We're gonna get all kinds of little bug out. One way gonna come up with one body. And you hit the first sermon, and you be like, oh, hey.
Take it.
You taking that. Those paths are similar to being like in the city, right? And you're going down all these streets, and the path that you're looking for, the street you're looking for, is an alley. It's a thin alley, and if you ain't paying attention, you will pass by. That's how this truth is, man. This is a narrow path. You ain't gonna find the apostles of greatness, the prophets of Yahawashi. What's it called like that? You ain't gonna find the prophets of Yahawashi so easy. You do a type in, you're not gonna see the apostles and the elders in these various camps throughout Great Millstone. You're gonna find Sicario somewhere.
The book of St. Matthew 13 and 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in a field.
It's hid in the world. This treasure is hidden. It's hidden in plain sight. Woo. But especially for those of you who are digging for it. You know? It's hidden from you. Oh, that's Isaiah power of Jacob who hideth his face. The face of this truth, go ahead.
It says, which when a man have found, he hid him, and for joy thereof, go and sell him all that he has.
Right, he holds fast to it, he stash it. When you hide something, that means you keep it. It's a possession of yours now. So when you get this truth, you possess it, right? Then you sell everything else you got. Give me that real quick in Isaiah the 30th chapter. See, it goes back to decision making. This is a wise counsel here, man. Hey, if you on a board, a certain, you know, whether it's Coca-Cola or whatever, you got the board. You ain't just in there to be in there. They'll probably ask you, you know, what's your opinion? What you think? What do you say about this fall's numbers? You know? Decisions got to be made, man. See, that's what we got to come into. We got to come into a time where the Lord is going to show, oh, scripture say that, then you should know whom I told. That's going to be based upon decision making, man. Which we not boasting in as if it's us. No, the Lord has given us the instructions. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30. Isaiah 30, and I started verse 21. Isaiah 30 and 21. It reads, and thy ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying,
What's that, man? That ear, that sound that you hear behind you. That's the doctrine. That's the voice. That's Matthew, what's that, St. John, is it? The 10th chapter? My sheep hear my voice. That means you heard the doctrine and it registered with you. Okay, you bought into it. Go ahead,
saying, this is the way.
Oh, this is the way. Again, you have embarked on a myth. You walking a path now. And what's so heavy about this path, when you get so far, you don't see your house no more. You leave out of your house, the first few steps, you can still see your house. It's easy to go back into the world. When you first come in, you know, you got to struggle with certain things. But the more you embark on that path, you can't even see the house no more. Ain't no sense of turning back. You turn back, you ran out of time. This path is this truth. Matter of fact, give me, Rick, hold that. Give me Proverbs. Proverbs. What's that? No, give me Psalms 25 and 4. Go ahead.
St. Matthew 7 and 13. It says, enter ye in at this great gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Right. So Christianity, for an example, everything the brother was just saying, man. You know, it's just like that alley, man, that you're gonna pass by, man. You know, really, you gotta be what? Predestinated. You know, what it is? Predestinated for salvation. What it is? What it's called? Predestinated for salvation. Yeah. So that's how you find that little narrow little spot. I'll read it again. Matthew 7 and 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way.
Right, and again, all that starts with a mindset, a teaching, man. The broad way is the reason why it's broad, because you can fit many doctrines in there. You know, it's everything else. It's this way or everything else. So whatever you subscribe to out there, again, is going to lead you, you know, your faith awaits. All right, come on.
It says, and narrow is the way that leadeth
narrow is the way. It's hard. You can't, matter of fact, continue.
That leadeth unto life.
See, come on, man.
And few there be that find.
And few there be that find. That actually goes into the internet as well. Isaac Bruce went on that mission. He went on that mission to find that path. And he didn't find it. He didn't find this. Because if he did, he wouldn't even made that speech. Nope. He would have quietly been waiting on YAHAWASHI. Yep.
This is Psalms chapter 25 and verse 4. Show me thy ways, O Lord.
Show me thy ways. That's talking about this truth, man. Which again is compared to a path. Read that again.
Done. Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me in thy path.
Teach me in thy path. So that proves that this way, this path that we have embarked on, is really this truth. So the Lord teaching you this knowledge, you hearkening and yielding to the words of the prophets, that's equivalent to the Lord teaching you the path, the way out of here, man. That's going to be an escape route when the famine hits. You know? When the famine lay hold of America, you have no access to DoorDash. So that's gonna ring up. You know what I mean? That's gonna strike a nerve. No more DoorDash. Yeah, motherfucker, look at the app.
They looking down like,
Hold up, man. Some nigga said they shut out DoorDash. Oh, yeah.
It says, lead me in thy truth
Mm-hmm.
and teach me.
Oh, see, lead me in thy truth, which is that path. See, this is not just a subtle, if you will, that you just sit here and it's no movement. Right? As if it's just sitting there docile. No, this is a driving force. This is like currents flowing. Living waters is a process. It's a growing process, man. So once you subscribe to this, it's like go, and you start, moving on the path. You start running a race, man. See, but a lot of Israelite groups, they look at this thing as being stagnant, just here in America with the doctrine. No, it don't work like that. You are on pursuit to greatness now. Go ahead, huh?
It says, lead me in thy truth and teach me.
See?
For thou art the power of my salvation. Yep. On thee do I wait all the day long.
Yep. Yeah, meaning what? We are not here to establish our own salvation. No, we're not going to promote, food tables, food drives, or, we got a brother, we got a segment, we got a class on Wednesday to teach you to be a better dad in Israel. No, man, or telling you, man, get your weapon game up. We got to knock Esau off. We got, he teaches my hands to war. You bring out precepts. No, we patiently waiting on the Lord, understanding that everything is already written. The story is already written, man. We just pray and we fall in the light. You smell that? Man, motherfucker, he just sprayed something, man.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, man, he did.
It smell like an old fridge.
Yeah, like
empty house.
Hey,
y'all smell that out there way too?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That was too extreme for everybody at one time, man.
Yep.
This guy, man, keep me this guy, man.
he probably just smell like
Like I said, that motherfucker got silly channel. Yeah, that's like a dead body.
that was very milky.
Psalms 25 and 6.
You got mayonnaise,
Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercy.
Yep. Oh, remember thy tender mercy, which is this truth, man. Okay? Again, how is you waiting on the Lord to show mercy? You can't say, the Lord allowed me to pay my bill with you. That's a part of it. The Lord give us everything. So hold up. The scripture said you come to serve the Lord because your soul's in temptation too, man. So the Lord visits you, you're chastised. So what's the real mercy then? Because in the flesh, your outlook on mercy is to let me ride. Just let me slide on everything. No accountability. Just let me slide. That's what Christianity teaches. That's not mercy. That's just, letting you slide. No. The mercy of the Lord, which is going to be in a certain order, is an order in which the Lord chose to bring us back into his presence, man. And that's to give us wisdom. That's the only way the Lord can look on you. You have to have wisdom, man. Yeah, come on.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and 21. For the Most High hath given straight commandments to such as
That's that
Cain.
path. Straight path. If you give a straight commandments, go ahead.
To such as Cain, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
Right, and what you do to live and what you to observe. Give me Matthew real quick. What's that? Matthew 28. Yep, 28 and around the 20th verse. Because the scriptures say the Lord gave straight commandments, a certain doctrine. And we got to say this, because that's Israel's problem. They provoke the Most High. You can see it. As soon as they have laws and commandments, they step in, keep the commandments. Man, you can't keep the commandments, man, in the flesh here, man. How many times we have to tell you? The commandments and laws is this book in its entirety, man. It's a commandment not to take that thing, man. And I'm going to say it again. Let's say if you was able to accomplish the feat of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, but you took that thing, the Lord don't kill you. And that's in Revelation 14 chapter. Go ahead, huh?
This is Matthew chapter 28.
So you've been snared by the wisdom of Yahawashi, man. Go ahead, huh?
I'm going to start at verse 18.
Uh-huh.
It says, and Yahawashi came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth.
Yep.
Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost.
Go ahead.
Teaching them to observe.
Observe. See, and that's what the brother just read. He gave them the straight way on how to live and what to observe. The Lord Yahawashi breaking it down right here, man. To teach all nations what? Teach the Israelites who have been driven and scattered to all the places on the planet Earth. Teach them who they are. Teach them who their enemies are. You know, contribute to the vibration of truth coming back on the planet Earth. This is a heavy office, man. Not just some guys. You got a tent. You got the bounce. What they call it, the kids. Yeah, moonwalk, man. You see Little Caesar pizza boxes all over the place. And you got somebody up there breaking the scriptures down too, man. So this serious business, we've been, scriptures say they have not went out into the gaps, man. We out here on the front lines, we have rolled up our sleeves, and not to glorify ourselves, no, to exalt Yahawashi, man, which comes in the form of truth being put in your face. Go ahead,
Okay. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you.
See, and they're going to command it. Go ahead.
And lo, I am with you always.
Yep, go ahead.
Even to the end of the world.
Which is this lifetime. Yahawashi is with us even to the end. How is that accomplished? Through this word, the scriptures, the understanding of the scriptures being in our midst, okay? Damn. Oh, that's yeah, he got a cooler full of cat heads. He got the satanic stars and shit. About a high level rich, and they sent him out here to do some shit. And he gonna die, man. Yeah, go ahead, man.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 28. For the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom.
Yeah, but the Lord loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom, man. Meaning we are carriers of this understanding. Wisdom abides in us, which that goes into Yahawashi. All right? What I mean by that, Yahawashi is within us. If you have this wisdom within you, that means you have Yahawashi within you. He that abideth in me, I abide in you. How you abide in him in the scriptures, and he abides in you. Come on,
1 John 4 verse 4. Ye are of the Most High little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you.
See, greater is he that is in us, which is this understanding, go ahead,
than he that is in the world.
that he is in the world. We ain't got nothing else but this word. This is the only thing that makes sense moving forward. Versus you people and your exit plan. Imagine what, some little nigga take T-Jock, his plan, man. Imagine what we already saw that in the video clip last night. The guy said, no, I can't take that L, man. You start thinking about this little girl. So you're going to be met with that resistance. See, serving Yahawashi, man, you just put yourself in the car with the hottest, Yahawashi, the most controversial man in history, man. Hey, that's why Yahawashi made this statement. He said, you willing to drink? You willing to drink the cup? Hey, that's why, who that was? Philip, was it Thomas? Thomas said, yeah, let's go with it. Let's go and down with Yahawashi. Yeah, man, Yahawashi ain't nothing to play with, man. For you to come to follow Yahawashi in pursuit to this kingdom of heaven, man, which, by the way, is going to be an eternal kingdom, man. Can you wrap your mind around that? Nothing is eternal. Everything you ever knew on this side was eternal, man. Your favorite basketball player, his knee went out at some point. He wouldn't have the pinnacle at some point, man. Everything goes on a downward spiral here. Yahawashi is the only constant in this kingdom of heaven that's coming, man. Very heavy lot that trying to jockey for position to get in. So it's going to come with a lot of restrictions. You might have to just consider your little girl not eating, you know, and wait to see what happens. Hey, you're going to be safe with that. That's what dude said. He said, look, man, I can't take that L, man. They're going to court-martial me. He's trying to convince the people why he finna sell out.
This is John chapter 15 and verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you.
Yep.
The servant is not greater than his Lord.
Yep, go ahead.
If they have persecuted me,
right, if they have persecuted YAHAWASHI, go ahead.
They will also persecute you.
Yeah, because you're following in that path, man. Right? Go ahead.
If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
Yeah, and that's the Lord really giving you a pep talk, especially those of you out here on the highways and byways. To marvel not if they keep not your sayings, man. We ain't expecting everybody to stop up here and inquire, man. That ain't what this is about. We just speaking a decree into the heavens. And by us speaking it, it's going to make things happen. And that's in Isaiah the 55th chapter. Okay? All right, so what?
Oh, yeah.
That's Psalm 25. You read that.
Good. This is Psalm chapter 25 and verse 6. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindness.
Where you at?
Verse 6.
Okay, come.
It says, for they have been ever of old. Remember not the sins of my youth.
Yep. And that goes into reincarnation, okay? Read that without understanding. You're talking about 12 years old.
Nor my transgressions.
Right, or my transgressions, which goes into your past life, man. Go ahead.
According to thy mercy, remember thou me for thy goodness sake.
And that deals with the elect. Whenever you hear the Lord remembering Israel, it's only the elect. You know what proves that? Give me Hosea the 4th chapter. Whenever the Lord remembers any of the Israelites, that's dealing with the elect. The Lord have forgotten about the 2/3. He have numbered them to the sword. Go ahead.
Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
There you go again. Now you have a nigga, man, riding around a lot at a shopping center with all the windows down, blasting some rap music at 7 in the morning with a cigarette. You got to kill something like that. Go ahead, huh? You can't allow. How can the kingdom be further in advance with something like that, man? He's not going to sit down and come under the orders of YAHAWASHI. Go ahead, huh?
He said because
He up there now. Imagine that. You trying to tell him, hey, he's breaking a plank down. Go ahead, huh?
He said, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
See, come on.
That thou should be no priest to me.
Yeah, you can't come into this gathering. Go ahead.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power,
Yep.
I will
That
also.
proves that those spirits is ancient. People that you see out there, they was here before. They was under the cloud. That's what's that? 1 Corinthians 10. Those who came under the cloud, right? The same stiff-necked Israelites that was out there in the wilderness. They dead. And they came back in this lifetime and completely forgot about this YAHAWASHI, this powerful being, man, who controls the heavens and the earth and your destiny, man. Your next tooth for tooth. Coming from the Lord, man. Go ahead.
It says, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power,
Go ahead.
I will also forget thy children.
I will also forget thy children. The children is those who are here today. The children come after you. So here in this lifetime, you are a representation of the offenders of old in the Old Testament. You know, you back here today and the Lord forgot about you, but he only remembered the elect. You know how we know that? Because when you go into that word, respect, what are that in the, what are that in the Apocrypha where it says he have respect unto his chosen? Can you give me that real quick? Yeah, yes, William Solomon. Yeah, if anybody got it, they can 3 and 9. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, it went with Solomon 3 and 9. They that put their trust in him.
Right. And that's dealing with the doctrine. When you heard the word, you trusted in it. You trusted in the doctrine, man. That's how you put your trust in the Lord. You think this is just an afterthought? All of these teachings and videos going for you just to go about your business and say you trust, in your own little warped mind. No, you got to trust the report. Go ahead.
You said they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth.
Yep, so what?
Understand the truth.
Proven right there. That's how we're trusting in the doctrine. By that, you're going to understand the truth. Go ahead.
And such as be faithful in love shall abide with him.
Yep, go ahead.
For grace and mercy.
And that love bigger than that fleshly emotion, man. Hey, that can't get you in my door. You just telling me you love me. That love goes into teaching. That's the ultimate act of love. Those who are faithful in doing the work of YAHAWASHI. Go ahead.
It says, shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints.
Grace and mercy is to his saints. Now we know the saints is the people on his side, but you have the saints of the saints. Okay? You have the saints of the Most High. And that's the elect of the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
And he have care for his elect.
And he have care for his elect. All right, go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 19 and verse 41. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it.
Right, they're dealing with that. When YAHAWASHI came into Jerusalem, he wept over the city. Now, the spiritual overtone that he wept over the people, man. He wept over his people because he understood their faith. He knew that, the prophecies concerning Israel's visitation was already activated, man. It was only a matter of time before the Lord released those death angels, which later came in the form of 70 AD, Masada, and you was chased over here to the clutches of your enemies, man. All right, go ahead.
Saying, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day.
And the key word is known. So if you had known, if you understood, go ahead.
The things which belong unto thy peace.
Yep, go ahead.
But now are they hid from thine eyes.
But now are they hid from thine eyes. And that echoes to this very day, and even more so now. Because now is the time where supper is ready. The parable about the great supper, that a certain man prepared. This the time of that supper. All things are now ready. See? So now it's hidden from them. In the most critical time ever. This is the time you needed this instruction. This is the time you needed that idea of YAHAWASHI, a savior. Someone who's going to dictate your decision making, man. Keep you cool and under pressure when all hell breaks loose. Thus fulfilling Isaiah 33:6. That was it on that? All right, come on.
God, this is Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. This the people saw and understood it not. Neither laid they up this in their minds.
Right, and that's talking about it in this very moment. The people saw it, and it didn't register with them. Neither did they lay it up in their mind. They didn't consider it. Right, go ahead.
That his grace and mercy is with the saints.
His grace and mercy, which is this truth, it starts with the truth, which is the bridge to salvation. This is how you come in the good graces of the Heavenly Father, right? His grace and his mercy is what?
With his saints.
With his saints, go ahead.
And that he have respect unto his chosen.
And that he have respect unto his chosen. Now, when you go into that word respect, it means what? To look back, man. Which takes you into remember. So that proves right there that the Lord is going to respect. All right? Or look back on his elect. You're going to remember his people, man. Okay? And all hell break loose, man.
They are a nation board of counsel. Neither is there any understanding in them. Deuteronomy 32:28. They are a nation board of counsel. Neither does any neither is there any understanding in them.
Yeah, so 2/3 of our people are reprobates, man. They are void of judgment, man. That's why, you know, you gonna pay up $1.50 to put bacon on his sandwich. I mean, you know, because he's void of judgment.
You don't never go extra. Boasting, I got bacon on. You got 70 man and man. Still got bacon.
Deuteronomy 32:29. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end.
Why they wasn't wise? Because they was born of counsel. That's a quality of wisdom. Having what? Discernment, like you were saying. Being able to judge right. That's what you say.
I mean, they said they would consider their latter. See, they ain't considering these things. Nobody tells 2 Ezra 16, they should, those scourges was sent for an amendment. It was set up, and one amendment is to pretty much get right. You know? So you see these things take place for you to consider before it happened to America. And they don't see that. They just worry about what's taking place in their neighborhood or what's going on in their city at the most. You know, not knowing these things is about to hit its peak here in America. You know.
That was it? All right. Come on, did you have something? That was it? All right. Now it said he have respect unto his chosen. Again, that word respect goes into look back. Meaning the Lord's going to remember us, man. Okay? And that goes back into Zion. All right?
Oh, yeah,
yeah, he got it. Yeah, come on.
2 Peter 3 and verse 1, it says, this second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you. All right? That's that separation again. All right? This second epistle, this second letter, beloved, I now write unto you. And both were
real quick, we should jump out right there paying attention. Beloved, once again, proving that this wasn't for the mass of the people, man. The Lord didn't extend a peace offering to just some Jake. Because you know you're an Israelite, man. Yeah, brothers to do that, man. Do a video, Isaac Bruce wakes up. I would say something, man. Hey, who cares if you wake up? You know? You just waking up to the fact that the Lord's gonna kill you. Because the Lord really has a controversy with the 2/3. It's like you reminding the Lord he got a hit on you. He said, yeah, I'm an Israelite, you know. We pray that we're part of the elect of the nation of Israel, the believers of YAHAWASHI, man. When you read the story in this entirety, that left off a bad taste, so to speak, in the mouth of the Lord, that break up with Israel, man. The Lord swore to only bring back the elect. What's that? Isaiah 1, I believe. Only a remnant. Though Israel be at the sand of the sea, only a remnant shall return. All right, come on.
Daniel 12 and verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. Some to everlasting life.
Yeah, they shall awake. You're going to awake to what?
Some to everlasting life.
Well,
and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
That starts in this lifetime. When you woke up to everlasting life. That starts with a teaching from you. Just don't skip this phase and going to the kingdom. No, it's a process. The seed is the word. So you're going to have some that's going to wake up to everlasting shame. It starts on this side. It's going to actually spill over in the kingdom too, man, to a certain extent. Because a lot of these 2/3 going to have their head down in the kingdom. But it starts on this side. So you woke up, but you woke up to everlasting shame. You know that? All right, man. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, God, this is on the book of Isaiah, chapter 49 and verse 15. It reads, can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. And yeah, Yahweh is not going to forget us, man. He's not going to forget the elect, man. You know, Lord, when we part of that number, But at the end of the day, you know, as he compared it to a woman, because a woman in the scriptures is compared to an ostrich. And there's been plenty of cases where, you know, an adult might leave a child in the club, you know. But YAHAWASHI always step in at the right time, man. It's not when you want it, but it's going to be, you know, at the proper time. Matter of fact, somebody get Wisdom Solomon 19 in last verse. Because YAHAWASHI is him, man. You know, it tells you that he's gonna uphold his elect, man. You know?
Wisdom Solomon 19 and 22. For in all things, O Lord, thou didst magnify thy people and glorify them.
Yep.
Neither didst thou lightly reward them.
And how did he glorify the people? Through deliverance. You know how we did in Egypt, you know? And to put them other ways, the Lord delivered us out of these situations, you know? But how much more in this lifetime, man? You know, you got it.
It says, neither didst thou lightly reward them. It says, for in all things, O Lord, thou didst magnify thy people and glorify them.
Yep.
Neither didst thou lightly reward them.
See, you mean what? He didn't forget them, man. He didn't just, I just push it back. You know? It might seem like that you on a corner level, but YAHAWASHI know your threshold of pain. You know? Because hey, even that is the spirit of the Lord. You can only take so much pain till you pass out, man. You know, so the Lord know that. You know, so he said he ain't like regard them, you got it.
But it is assist them in every time and place.
See, so in every time, place, so and that's in every generation became. You know, he assisted them in every time and place. So the Lord ain't gonna forget us, man. I want more than time the so-called white man in his brain to tell him. You know, it tells you it won't be no flesh until the Lord don't shorten the time, man. You know. So, but you see the Lord ain't forgetting because you see things happen. You see events taking place on the planet Earth. The times are now being stirred up, man. You know? God, this is Isaiah 49 and 15. Can a woman forget her suckling child?
Right. So the Lord didn't forget the elect. Okay? Which goes back to when you heard this word, reset button was pressed, so to speak. Born again in the spirit, you develop a new outlook, and you begin to hold fast to the Lord, cleave unto the Lord. That's the same as the second child. Well,
it said that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb. Yeah, they may forget.
Yeah, but a woman, she might even forget, like the brother said, and it's a dynamic there, you know, to a certain extent. Now, people do speak about, I think you quoted that, that's true, man, with concerning Israel, man. And you know, it was just a story today that you were speaking on. A woman, she left her baby she got arrested, left her baby while she was in her damn meals, man. Left her baby in the goddamn car. So that shows you that they'll forget, but what the Lord said here?
It said, yet will I not forget thee.
The Lord promised he would not forget us, man. How did the Lord remember us? Yeah. Read that again, how about he did it?
God, it says, can a woman forget her suckling child? That she should not have compassion on the son of her womb?
Well,
yeah, they may forget, yet will I not forget.
So the Lord is not going to forget his elect. And there is elect spirits on the planet Earth who the Lord has not lightly, esteemed. And those would be the ones who would be fortunate to escape the wrath. I was just looking at that shit, man. America is a weird place. Only here you can have that combination.
That was crazy.
Yeah. For the person that's playing all-out good and two Prince and Edomite shit. You can imagine what they finna do, man.
Second Peter 3 and verse 1. The second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by the way of remembrance.
By the way of remembrance. So the Lord remembered the word unto us. Oh, Psalms 119, remember the word unto thy servant. Right? So this is how the Lord remembered us by giving us this word. Right? And it's critical time, man. Matter of fact, and the only ones that's going to get the message is the elect. Now, you ain't got to worry about it. We ain't got to get it. But Joel, the 2nd chapter, sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Sound the alarm in Zion. That goes back to those who the Lord remembers. Okay, so now let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Let's get into it, man. That's why we're here, man. To condemn you people, man. Because, hey, the stage is set, man. You know, you can dismiss this message. You can turn the you can turn the radio down. The music's still playing. And the threat is out there. The Lord, the God of the Bible, has threatened. He has threatened the inhabitants of America, Babylon the Great, with a series of plagues. And the Bible speaks about the plague of famine soon coming, man. Resting and falling on you people, man. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
Yeah, so who cares if you don't believe? Read that again.
For what if some did not believe?
Yeah, for what if some did not believe? Hey, you get a ticket or a court summons. They tell you to go to court. You say, I don't believe. And you get pulled on, you got a warrant. You ain't got to believe, man.
Yep. Just believe, ain't got to believe.
Yeah, and these people, man, we don't want you to believe. We'll be honest with you. When we see, like you just saw them jakes, like even the little kids, you don't want them to get it. You want them to be destroyed. Go ahead, huh?
Because it says, shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
Right. Just because you don't believe, that don't mean the Lord ain't ready to strike, man. Okay, the Lord is poised to spring into action. The Lord already released death angels, man. It's happening right now. Yep. Matter of fact, go to 2nd Ezra 16, start at the top, around the 3rd verse, on down. You still have more on there? Okay, go ahead.
2nd Ezra 16 and 3. A sword is sent upon you.
Right, that's the message of the Bible, man. The Lord is threatening you people. He's not compromising. There's not recommendations being made. The Lord is not recommending you put down the blunt and the 40. Just for a week, man. See how I feel, man. See how you feel. No, the Lord gonna kill you, man. See how we just, man, chill, man. Just for a week, man. Just hold back on everything and let's see how this is. No, our thing is you're gonna die, man. Go ahead, huh?
He said a sword is sent upon you. And who may turn it back?
Right, that's the message. So who's gonna squash this beef? We can't squash this beef. We just giving you the message, man. Go ahead. Oh yeah, we waved the white flag. We heard the report. We heard the terrible sound. That eerie sound. That the Lord of hosts is on the way, man. Go ahead, huh?
A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Right.
Plagues are sent unto you.
Plagues are sent unto you. Now, I said, when I went into that word plague, it goes into wound, bruise. That's why when you read, I believe it's on down in this chapter, when the Lord said, oh, plagues are sent as scourge. So these plagues is equivalent to the Lord whipping you, or giving you a blow.
It says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Yeah. And who are you? Like, you're going to just make it all go away? No. The Lord already released them, man. See? Go ahead.
May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood?
Yeah, you can't imagine that. A hungry lion in the wood. And you just, you come and just drive them away. That's the Lord giving you a vivid illustration of your unbelief and how it doesn't hold up. Your unbelief doesn't hold up to the prophecies, man. It's equivalent to you driving away a lion. Go ahead. A hungry lion.
Or may anyone quench the fire and stubble?
Right, because once you have dry grass or dry wood, and you light a fire to it, there's nothing you can do to reverse that. You know, you have to actually quench it with water, but you can't somehow drive it back because the process is already started. You know?
It said when it have begun to burn?
Yeah, once it has already. T. Go ahead.
It says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
Yep.
That it's like it says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot.
And again, the scripture is giving you, illustration. Somebody shoot an arrow. Well, let's just bring it up to speed. Modern time, a gun. Once the bullet leave out the chamber, you can't bring it back. It's out. The cat is out the bag. The horse is out the gates. So the word have went forth. There's nothing you can do now. Go ahead.
It says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. And who is he that can drive them away?
Right, so the Lord is taking responsibility for the plagues. Hey, the plagues are here, man. What else you waiting on? The stage is set. We in that scene. And this horror. This is a horror, man. You gonna see, man. Once this replica of reality is moved out of the way, once you're not able to, enjoy the luxury of something that sutters power, having your power on, the faint sound of your central air, or being able to go to the stove and cook, prepare food, running water. Once that's taken away, niggas riding around, systems bumping, and you hear all that madness, you start hearing them screech owl. Then you're gonna know YAHAWASHI has the war. But that's like a long, like when the movies like Belly, looking at their monitors. The guy's already in the compound. That's how it's gonna be when YAHAWASHI finally released and sanctioned the death angels, man. You're gonna be looking through those spiritual monitors and see 100 gunmen coming into your compound. Go ahead,
God. It reads, a fire shall go forth from his mouth, and who is he that may quench it?
Yep.
He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear?
Yep. Go ahead.
He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid?
Right, you people should be afraid, because the Lord is really thundering now. He's speaking through the prophets, man. He's pretty much threatening you people. Yeah, the Lord waged war on you Babylonians, man. And you see the Lord justify this. This is righteous. The Lord is justified, man. This righteous anger that he has for these judges. And whoever cleave to him, you just chose sides. The Lord gonna kill you too. Go ahead.
The Lord YAHAWASHI shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence.
Right, so the Lord has threatened, and you're going to be utterly beaten to powder at his presence, man. Okay? Go ahead.
The earthquaker.
Oh, the earthquaker. Now, we just had today, we had the earthquake in Haiti. Matter of fact, anybody got some info on that? Yeah, come on. Yeah, bring up.
Yeah, just breaking news that 227 people died.
Dang. Already. As of right now. They're expecting a high fatality. Hey, man, the Lord struck, man. Now, I was watching something too on Dabble 777. He was saying something about down in the island further south. They recorded an 8.4.
God damn, 8.4.
Then they got they anticipate tropical storms coming up this way too. Oh, some of them got biblical names? Okay, I didn't know that. Some of them got biblical names. Because it's going to be a biblical proportion. These earthquakes in diverse places, these storms. Now, for you analytical minds out there, you know that Esau do have technology, which Esau put out information saying, no, we no longer have the facilities with the heart. But you can't trust that devil, but they know how to manipulate the weather and things like that too. So, but it still goes back to YAHAWASHI, all right?
It's RAWCHAA chapter 13 and verse 1. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that have fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him.
Right. The proud man being who? The so-called white man. So when you make a covenant, you bind, you make a binding contract by trusting in Esau, you're going to be like unto him, meaning now you're going to suffer his fate. The judgment that the Lord prepared for the so-called white man is going to now rest at your foot. All right, you got more?
No, that was it.
All right.
God.
So Ezekiel 14:21. But thus said the Lord power, how much more when I send my full sword judgment upon Jerusalem? The sword and the famine
Yep.
and the noise of beast and the pestilence cut off from it man and beast.
Yeah, so the Lord is going to send forth these things. And guess who's going to feel the brunt of that, man? You Israelites. Hey, too, man, I'm going to say something, too, man. This damn 2/3 from Vexford, man. I remember my shot said a year back, you're going to jump over a lot of Edomites to get to you damn Israelites, man, in that day. Now, I say that to say this. I'm at the supermarket, man. Everybody now on the mask with Jake, man. Every fucking Jake in that motherfucker had on a mask, man. Strapped tight, man. Pay attention. When y'all go out, man, anywhere, you're going to see that it's Jake that's compliant, man. Here it is. They under the subjection of Esau. So much so that they willing to risk not breathing. Yeah. And I just saw a lot of motherfuckers behind the tent. You know how you mother had the tent. And you real talk. The motherfucker got the mask on behind the tent. You more loyal to Esau. Esau don't even see your ass when you got the mask on. But YAHAWASHI shall see every move you make, and you eat a pork chop sandwich. That's why the Lord said he's going to send the calamities, man. Hold it, get that in Jeremiah 15 chapter. We'll begin from the top, huh?
It's Ezekiel 14. Ezekiel 14:21. Thus said the Lord of power, how much more when I send my full sword judgment upon Jerusalem? The sword and the famine and the northern beast.
Yeah, famine gonna be a cruel form of judgment, man. Yep. You know, for you, Jake, you know, you could just with nothing else, busting on my bag at the refund. Lord gonna take all that away from you. Go ahead,
and the pestilence to cut off from it man and beast.
Right, to cut off from it man and beast. Lord gonna kill you in your pit bull.
Ezekiel 14:22. Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant. That shall be brought forth both sons and daughters.
Right, so the Lord gonna preserve only a remnant. Go ahead.
Behold, they shall come forth unto you. You shall see their way and their doing. And you shall be comforted concerning the evil.
Yep, the evil, the bad times, the ill times. The Lord is going to comfort certain spirits in that day. Right? Go ahead.
Comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem. Even concerning all that, I have brought upon it.
Yeah, and again, the Lord is taking responsibility. The Lord is the one that's going to bring that famine. Okay? It's going to get real out here, man. If the power go out, go ahead. That's it? I just go back out.
Jeremiah 15:1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people.
Right, so the Lord is not dealing with Israel, man. I don't know what you heard. You get excited because something snapped your head. You know what I mean? Niggas found out. Or he, you know, you see him coming around, you trying to teach him. His brother, his sister. No, man, we only teach it to the elect of the nation of Israel, man. God, the Lord got a hit on you, Jake. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, God in the Bible going to destroy you. God, straight up. Go ahead.
It says, cast them out of my sight.
The Lord said, cast you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out of his sight. Now, the spiritual overtone of that is dealing with this truth, man. You're not going to be given eyes to see. But also, geographically, you was kicked out of Jerusalem. Now you scattered out amongst the heathen, and your very countenance testifies against you. You got that same look of folly on your face as Esau. You totally under the vibration of the so-called white. You know what's going to happen? The Lord going to kill you for that. Yep. Go ahead,
It says, and let them go forth.
Yeah, just go about your business, man. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass. If they say,
hey, that's us. Oh, that's the spirit. We at the camp. You should be in the spirit of telling them to go. Just go forth. Just go forth. You can start telling them that. Just go forth. Just go forth. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth?
Right, and there's gonna be a time where you're gonna have these same Israelites. They're gonna be looking for answers. They're gonna ask you. You know, they're gonna inquire of the prophets in that day. You know what we're gonna say? Go ahead.
Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord.
Thus says the Lord. Give me this precept. Go ahead. We're not gonna come according to our own heart. The answer gonna be according to what the scriptures say. Go ahead.
Such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine.
That you don't want to hear them. You know, you in despair. You know, you tell me, go that way, you're gonna die. Go that way, you're gonna die. And the wild dog gonna attack you. Go that way. It's bleak, man. Okay, your outlook is bleak. All you Israelites out there, man, you got no hope. Let's prove that. Give me Ecclesiastes 4 and 1. Hope is only reserved for the elect. Come on.
Isaiah 30, verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise his word.
Right, you despise this word because in your spirit you know it's restrictions here. See, now Jake get the hell on. Like he knows you been out here for a minute. Jake be getting the hell on, man, when they go by the camp. That spirit of the Lord really telling them to go forth. Well,
And trust in oppression.
Oh, you trust in oppression, meaning what? You trust in Esau. You trust in the so-called white man. You trust in these stimulus checks. And it gave people like a took of life, you know? Go ahead.
And perverseness, and stay there.
You trust in perverseness. When you go into that word perverse, it goes into twisting and crookedness, man. You trust in that. That's why you see Jake on IG, which I'm not saying I'm on that, you know what I mean? I ain't knocking if you're on it or nothing, but they show, you know, you see the footage. Well, motherfuckers they got all these paper, these FRNs in a stack. They got them like a telephone. That's really trusting in perverseness. That's not righteousness. That's not the way you trade. You know, that's not real riches. So that's a small, you know, perspective of trusting in perverseness. You trust in your job. Good.
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's it. It's on right there with the flag. You ready to go. Come on.
Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall.
Right. So the Lord is going to visit you, and He gave you an illustration of that visitation. It's going to be as a breach ready to fall. You know, like you can see, like you know, your roof caving in. So your estimation is, look, this thing ready to fall, man. Good.
Swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking coming suddenly at an instant.
Yeah, you're walking along. You got to be the spirit. You take this hell out.
It says, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking coming suddenly at an instant.
And that's how it is when you have something caving in. It comes at an instant, and you saw it coming, but you still was surprised. You still hollered out, "No!" You know, that's how it's gonna be for Israel. You can see the writing on the wall, pretty much. You can see this man. Look, this man is openly showing you he's the devil, man. God, and really, it's been that way. These movies, 12 Years a Slave. What's the other one?
I'm gonna start some shit.
Yeah. All that.
Slave movement, they got that question
Right there, they show you right there.
Yeah.
See that?
Roots, goddamn. Remember roots? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a form of you seeing that breach ready to fall. You see that this devil has the potential to pull you over and overpound you, now you're marching again. You see it, but and it's going to just come down like a breach. Then you're going to be taken by it. That's also in Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter. Somebody hold that over there. We're going to go back to that 2nd Ezra 16. Oh, that was it? All right.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 1. So I returned, and I considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
Right, and you see the key word, the oppression. Why the word oppression there? And you can look back in your mental Rolodex and you can align and associate your people. Right, you can associate your people with being oppressed. Watching the video, that man's gonna kill you, man. Yeah. Just be outright. See, I think you watching the video. No disrespect, that man's gonna kill you. If that was you with the gold, man, take that mask off. We talking about that now, man. We just tuning in. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
Right. While you're on the planet Earth, go ahead.
And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed.
Right. And who was oppressed? The people on this side. Can't get around that. Can't sidestep that reality. Okay? Go ahead.
And they had no comforter.
And they had no comforter. See? So the Lord is not here to comfort the 2/3. That's right. Just go forth. They're not going to have no comforter, period. When all hell breaks loose, the Lord has already taken away your staff and stability. Go ahead.
And on the side of their oppressors, there was power.
Right, and your oppressor, the ones who took you into captivity, they have power over you. Right now, the so-called white man's trying to rule. That's what it is, what it is. And that's another thing. You got to lay those emotions aside. You come here all emotional, you jacked up. Because, you know what I mean? When you get all messed up, look, Esau in power right now, man. Oh, you got to embrace the idea that you're at the bottom right now, man. Now you qualify to be raised up. That's the first time and the second time. Go ahead,
it says, but they had no comfort.
Yep, but none of you people out here have the comfort that we have, man. Okay? That hedge of protection that's sworn, promised by YAHAWASHI. Oh, matter of fact, you got the St. John 14. You got that in the spirit. Go ahead.
It's St. John 14:26.
Yep, and somebody can look up. You got that.
It's St. John 14:26. But the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit,
yep,
whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things.
Right. So the Lord sent the spirit of understanding on the planet Earth, which we have, we possess. That's why you here, man. You here because you heard this report and you believe on it. Right.
It says, and bring all things to your remembrance.
Yep, and the Lord has sent the spirit to bring all things to our remembrance. We remember now. Satanic.
St. John 14:26. But the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit,
yep,
whom the Father will send in my name.
Right. So the spirit of understanding was sent forth from the heavens, man. Right. It was something that sparked your reasoning once you heard this word. You got to remember, man, you ain't just up here because somebody personally like you. You know, no, you all up here because of YAHAWASHI. You was all gathered by understanding, man. It's like knowing about a raffle. You know, a certain, what would you call it, like a lottery or whatnot. You know, everybody who involved in it, they there because they was given understanding on what was going on. The invitation, he was invited. What?
It says, he shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance.
Well,
whatsoever I have said unto you. It says, peace,
yep,
peace I leave with you.
Right, so the Lord said he's going to leave peace with us. All right, and that peace is a peace of mind. Go ahead.
My peace I give unto you, not as the world gives.
See, not as the world gives. See, if you're in the flesh, your outlook on peace is going to be what? luxury, comfort in relation to a house or, a car, food. Well, guess what? All those things can potentially be taken away in the days to come, right? So what other form of comfort could there be? It's the comfort of the mind. Matter of fact, give me Wisdom of Solomon 3, I believe it is. Let's see. You got that?
No.
Read that one more time, huh? 27.
It says, peace I leave with you.
Yep.
My peace I give unto you.
Yep.
Not as the world giveth.
Not as the world giveth. See, so this peace is in the form of information, instruction. Wisdom that gives you a certain subtlety, so to speak, that's going to keep you when all hell breaks. See, go ahead.
He says, not as the world giveth,
Right.
give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled.
See, proving right there that peace is in your mind. Let not your heart be troubled. Go ahead.
Neither let it be afraid.
Yep, neither let it be afraid. Because we're about to go into a very heavy moment, man. All right, so you got that?
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8 and verse 9. Therefore I purpose to take her to me to live with me.
Right, and that's dealing with this information. Your purpose should be to take her, to hide her with thee, possess her. Go ahead.
Knowing that she would be a counselor of good things.
A counselor of good things. Because again, everything boils down to decision making. So you're going to be counseled with the highest level of wisdom and understanding conceivable. Imagine being able to get that counsel. When you're given counsel concerning your very livelihood, your life. It can mean your life, man, with the decision making that you see out here in Babylon the Great. But guess what? The Lord gave us this truth, which comes in the form of a staff and a rod, if you will. That sits up to stabilize. Go ahead,
It says, therefore I purpose to take her to me to live with me, knowing that she will be a counselor of good things and a comfort in cares and grief. Good. Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 9. Therefore I purpose to take her to me to live with me.
Yeah, so we took this truth to live with us. We have made this truth our refuge. Okay? This is all we got. Go ahead.
Knowing that she would be a counselor of good things.
Yep.
And a comfort in cares and grief.
And a comfort in when?
Cares and grief.
Proving that this is what this truth is really for. That's the comfort that the Lord is going to give us. In the time of cares and grief, we will be comforted. And if for nothing else, understanding that it was foretold to happen, man. We knew that this was a part of the movie. We know how life and existence is to play out. But that's heaven, man. The doctrine of life. This doctrine actually is, you got the spirit in the heavens, the doctrine of life. Like puppet strings coming down here on the planet Earth and dictating, the coming and goings of men, destiny of men. And it don't stop there. It even spills over to empires and rulerships, man. Which we're in the midst of the collapse, the epic fall of the so-called white man, which this run was somewhat of a dynasty, man. When you understand how the power that the Lord gave this devil, man, to wreak havoc on the planet Earth. But we at the end of that time. God, and it's going to be with a bang. Matter of fact, give me that second. What's that other one? Acts 14. What that's going to do?
Well, I got something real quick.
All right, come on.
The Psalms 34 and 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered him out of them all.
Yep, read that again.
Psalms 34 and 19. Many are the afflictions. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered them out of them all.
Right. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of afflictions. This road is all about afflictions. See, but the Lord said, "Deliver us out of them all." Man, it goes back to the past times in history three children in the furnace, Daniel in the lion's den. The Lord stood for his people in that time, man. That power is alive and well. He's not dormant, you know, just somewhere suspended in time. No, the Lord is active. Okay?
I just want to say something. You're like a man that said, not believe it or not, we was together. And you got them again.
Yeah. That's it. That's it, bro. Well, according to the scriptures, yeah, that's it. What matter of fact, you can get that. Generation to generation. Yeah, this gathering was from the beginning. You know, you got to remember the Lord is bringing back. He's bringing back the scatter. Matter of fact, give me that. What you got? Yeah, hold that. Get Ecclesiastes 3. Real quick, let's get this real quick. Let me get this real quick.
It's the book Ecclesiastes. It's the book Ecclesiastes 3. And I'm going to start at verse Ecclesiastes 3 and 5. It says, a time to cast away stones.
Right, so that was a time when the Lord cast us away. A time to cast away stones, where?
And a time to gather stones together.
And a time to gather stones together, man. So they gathered is the same ones that was cast away.
Yeah.
So those who are destined to see the salvation of our Lord YAHAWASHI, you would definitely get it. Watch the video, man. Just come out here, man. So, you know, he didn't find that. Watch it, man. Come out here.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 5 again. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing.
Right. So that was the time when we was cast away. Now this is the time when we being gathered. We being gathered by the word. Okay,
Good. It's Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Right. And that's dealing with the Holy Scripture, obviously. Go ahead.
None of these shall fail.
Meaning what? The prophecy. And this is what we pride ourselves on. All right? The prophecy. This is what we push forth. We come in under that banner. You come up here and ask us, you know, to a man, all you brothers, even on the other side, because the brothers out there teach too. Right? Somebody come up and ask what this is about. Instinctively, come shift toward the prophecy. Your attention gonna be shifted toward the description of America, call for the signs.
Yeah.
That's what this doctrine is about the prophecy. Man. Yep, go ahead.
It says, no one of these shall fail.
None of the prophecies shall fail. We told you through the spirit of power, YAHAWASHI, a great famine is on the horizon. You know, that's going to happen. That's not going to fail. Neither did the prophecy fail of you coming over here as cargo, being reduced to slaves. Did that fail? No.
No.
Promised it. Matter of fact, give me real quick, First Ezra 1 and 24, man. The counsel of the Lord can't be altered. You can't talk down YAHAWASHI. Thrones is in the heavens, in the whole other realm. You have no part to that. You're just a mere mortal. Go ahead,
God is first ever.
Listen, hey, touch back. Tell me what's up. If you want to come in, boy, don't say too much. Just put up go ahead, and take that mask off.
First Ezra 1 and 24.
Like you being disobedient, you just had the mask on going this way. Go ahead.
It says, as for the things that came to pass in his time.
Right, the things that came to pass in his time, such as slavery, such as being chased down, hung, lynched by your enemies, castrated, right? 70 AD. Those things came to pass in his lifetime. Go ahead.
They were written in former times.
They were written in former times. And most notable, Deuteronomy 28 chapter, where it goes into the curses. You know? Curses came from the heavens, man. Go ahead,
Concerning those that sinned and did wickedly against the Lord.
And that's Israel. Those who sinned and did wickedly against the Lord is the Israelites. Why? Because he was bound by a contract. Law, statutes, and commandments, man. Go ahead,
It says above all people and kingdoms.
Go ahead.
And how they grieved him exceedingly.
Right, and they grieved the Lord. Go ahead.
So that the words of the Lord rose up against
So
Israel.
that the words of the Lord rose up against Israel. See that? So that's why the prophecy is so heavy. That's the words of the Lord rising up against you, which will ultimately be fulfilled. All right, good morning.
Isaiah 34 and 15, it's like in 16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Right.
No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate.
Can't ride with any other text with this book, but
For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
see, in his spirit they have gathered them. And it starts with, all the books. This book was gathered by the Spirit. All these, the prophets, the writings. But then it spills over to even the believers being gathered through that one Spirit. All right, so that was doing that. All right.
It says, and he cast a lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line.
Right, and when you even go to the prophets, right? Each prophet has his portion. Obadiah, it seems like it's a small line, a small portion, but yet there's a portion, and that goes into Matthew the 25th chapter. Psalm received 5 talents. See, it shows you that that's the work of Yahawashi. That's how Yahawashi he divided the spoils with his brothers. But it starts with this truth. So the word was divided by line, and it even spills over to your understanding. Everybody don't have the same threshold for pain either. You shouldn't really desire the lot that whatever your understanding is, man, that's your understanding. Scriptures say that is given think their own reverence. Ecclesiastes 3, and 18 verse. Seek out not the things that's too hard for you. So the moral of the story is what he was given this truth, right? This understanding to be preserved from a very heavy time in biblical prophecy. So yeah, so that's the whole reasoning. That's the objective, to live, to survive, man. And you're going to be preserved through this understanding. Point blank period, man. All right? And I'm going to say this. This is not, a call to bring all black people in this thing. It's only for a serious life.
All right, Con, this is the book of 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 12. 2nd 16 and 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power.
Yeah, so Yahawashi and his power is going to reach the extent of the judgment, the justice of the Lord. Him making himself known is going to extend every crevice, every cleft, every crack, every seam in the world. All right? No one is going to escape the overwhelming spirit of Yahawashi. And it starts right now. Guess what? We're not going to be out here for months and months on end while all hell breaks loose, man. No, it's going to be a moment where the Lord is going to actually visit you with the plague. Then you're going to understand. Go ahead.
For strong is his right hand that beareth the bow.
Yep, go ahead.
His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they shall begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Now that's dealing with the destruction. All right? And that's the climax of this thing. Now let's go into detail. Jump down to the 18th verse.
All right, verse 18. The beginning of sorrow.
Right, the beginning of sorrow. We're at the cup. We're at the realms of sorrow. The mirth of America is going to be turned into mourning. And that's also in Matthew the 24th chapter. I believe y'all brought it out earlier, where the Lord went into the earthquakes in diverse places, nation and tribes rising up against one another. But in that same passage, the Lord said those are the beginning of sorrow. So that's where we at in this process. We right at the beginning of the prophecy, unfolding. Which they already are, but we're talking about the more intense prophecies. Go ahead,
It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning.
Right, sorrows and great mourning. That's going to be the spirit that's going to rest and settle here in America. Sorrows and great mourning. Your luxury is going to be taken away. You're not willing to get that jab, then they're going to take away certain of your jobs, take you out of your home. Hey, this law is on the books where they can forcibly do that, man. So the reality of the prophecies is soon to, become more personal, up close and personal. Go ahead,
It said the beginning of famine and great death.
Right, they were in famine.
The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evil.
Yep, the beginning of evil. Which that evil goes hand in hand with the time of Jacob's trouble. That's the evils that the scripture is speaking about. The ill times that's looming. Go ahead,
What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Right, and you had the prophet Ezra, and he was concerned. He voiced his concern. The Lord showed him a vision of this time, man. It's going to be a real heavy time. That's going to take people unaware. When that DoorDash app, Jake, this was chicken food. That's going to play on the psyche of you stupid Americans. Go ahead,
Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges
right,
for
that's the Lord swinging haymakers at you. Swinging at you. Looking to connect. He's going to connect. He's going to bruise you people. Yeah, you're going to be smitten by YAHAWASHI. It's going to come in the form of that plague, man, which is the famine. That's the plague that's going to open this thing up in America. When the food is scarce. That's going to wipe away all smiles. When that food is scarce, see, when that food ain't out here, that's when the mirth and joy is going to be taken away from the Babylonians. Go ahead,
This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 6, and verse 25. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger.
Right. Woe unto you who are full, which goes into being satisfied. Overall, even those who are full, and because America is the most obese nation on the planet Earth. Well, that's a curse. But the scriptures tell you, woe unto you who princes eat in the morning. Go ahead.
God, it says, woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep.
Right. Those of you who are, you are not burdened, if you will, with even the reality of knowing that there's a power that's ready to kill you. That contributes to your mirth. Because, Esau is a child, man. And Esau, what he did, he took away all, accountability. You see? It's a free fall under the so-called white man. You can do what you want. That's why you see everybody out of order. Women, she with a man, and she got her eye is undisciplined. What's that is, One time. There ain't no accountability. That comes from Esau. So that's joy. That contributes to the joy. You're able to do whatever fits you, whatever feels good. You have the liberty to do so, right? But that's going to be taken away. So that's why 16th chapter speaks about that young bride shall mourn because they're not going to have them apples or access to it unless you get that thing. See, everything making clear. It's making sense now. Esau had made his move. So now he wants you to comply. If you don't comply, then that's when things don't start taking that turn. All right, come on. So go ahead.
2nd Ezra 16 and 20. It says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Yeah, so when the Lord brings judgment, you don't consider that it was YAHAWASHI. That's why when you hear a nigga get put to death, the first thing they say was just getting his life together. They justify the nigga, man. When they should have been saying, yeah, the Lord visited him, man. The Lord killed him. He went right. He's saying he was just getting his life together. Just started working at Soul when he had a little girl. And he had his whole life ahead of him. That's proud. But most importantly, you wasn't mindful of the scourge. See, when you come into this truth, you can do something as subtle as stub your toe. And you said, oh shit, you know that the Lord sent a form of judgment. We know, we are mindful of the scourges. When things happen to us, we know, oh, how about some stuff? But you people not mindful of the scourges. In fact, at the vigil, what they call it, the vigil, at the candlelight vigil for Junebug, they'll have a nigga in the name of Jesus Christ. So that's more proof that you're not mindful of the scourges. Well,
It says,
that's equivalent to me whooping you, and you back out there doing some more shit because you didn't know better. So if this somebody just kill you, well,
see, behold, this one shall be so good, chief upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case.
And you people think you're in good case, man. You put your trust in a wide range of things. If it's just something as subtle as your check every week, you got 40 hours. Now you looking at a nigga's time, You trust in a nigga as long as you can get a 2 for 2, you know what I mean? Well, that contributes to your unwillingness to hearken to the message. Because you content. Go ahead.
It says, and even then shall evil grow, even then shall evils grow upon earth.
Yeah, it's growing now. Evil is growing. You can feel it. You feel that spirit of resistance in the air. You can feel where the scene is finna shift to where you people finna be hit with adversity, man. And who you gonna turn to? We saw already, old boy, the military guy. He tapped out. He said, "Look, man, I can't take that L. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be a zombie, man. I'm gonna go on and take the shot. My little girl and all that shit." Go ahead, huh?
It says, even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yep, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? That word famine keeps popping up too. You notice that, right? That's how the Lord is gonna, that's a war strategy. The Lord is gonna execute what is known as blockade and siege. When you cut off all the supplies of the city, man. Okay, that's what the Lord is doing to America, Babylon and Greece. That's the first surgical strike. And that's going to set off a sequence of events. Real talk, man. Imagine you see the look on these people's faces like that's because you can eat. Tell me, you can't eat that, equalize everything. You can have a Bentley. Whatever you niggas try. You got it. You can bring your designer belt, bring it on. Bring whatever you want to bring to the table, bring it on. Guess what? That's going to be the big equalizer. We're going to make you equivalent to just a homeless guy with a pushing a basket. None of you got nothing to eat, man. That's how the Lord is going to equal. They're going to be the great equalizer, the famine. Real quick, give me first, Salaki, give me Lamentations, the 4th chapter. Very cruel form of punishment. Oh, I like brother way patient too.
It's Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and a great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. Verse 8, it shall even be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty.
Yeah, and that's heavy too, because the famine, there's a psychological element to not being able to eat, because you can actually daydream about food. That's why you hear people say, what you got to taste for? Nigga, you know what they gonna say? Some wings. That's why, you think it's a joke, that's why the Lord, the first thing that went out was chicken. You see how this thing playing out? The first thing that was published through the spirit of power, YAHAWASHI shot with lack of chicken. You know, a nigga ain't gonna turn down no chicken, even if he thinking. Like he's still trying to come up with something. You said chicken. He gonna go with it. Or that quail. Yes. This is the time when they full up that quail, The nigga eat chicken as much as they can. You see that in your spirit. Man, your spirit, you trying to gather all the chicken, eat all the 20 pieces. You got 20 pieces. And you put an emphasis on flat. So you saw that's spirit, man. They still playing that song in 2021?
Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with
Pay
hunger.
attention to this. Read this again.
God, it said, this is the book of Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword.
Right. If you get mowed down with the sword, the modern day sword being the gun, or even an ancient one, it says you get killed with a sword. Right? Go ahead.
Are better than they that be slain with hunger.
See? It's better to die from that than to die from hunger. And it's going to tell you why. Go ahead.
It said, for these pine away.
Yep, you pine away.
Stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
Stricken through for want of the fruits of the field, meaning in your mind, you can imagine what you want to eat. That would contribute to the psychological torture of famine. That's the one thing you sitting there and you can't eat, but your mind. Now you're thinking about a 20-piece flat, all flat. Tell the Lord cold, man. That's why he said, read this one more time. That's why the famine is emphasized in the prophecies, man. And it fits America. This is a beautiful way to combat the pride of America, because America is built on food. You got to remember, this is Esau. What I mean by that is because when you go out, right, that's the one thing you're going to do. You're going to get something to eat. Even if you might go to shop for clothes, you're not going to get something to eat. Usually you get something to eat. You know? And you have fast food restaurants, which goes back to Esau, who had not the resilient spirit, if you will, to wait on the pottage. So that's why you have fast food restaurants. That's a testament of that being Esau. Couldn't wait on the food. You got drive-thrus now. It has been polished up more with the apps. You got DoorDash. Go ahead. Oh, really? That's like,
God, Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger.
Yep, go ahead.
For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
Yeah, so you can taste, you can taste your favorite dish, but you can't have it. That shows you how cold the Lord is. So it's more of a psychological overtone to famine. All right? And when you go into the details of it, it's not easy on the ear, because pretty much you eat away at yourself. That's what started happening. You start to eat yourself up. You have acids in your stomach, and without food in it, at certain time, that acid is there. You know, that acid, if there ain't no food there to break down, it'll start eating up you, man. Real agonizing death. You know, your ribs touching, man, and you humbled at that point. See, playing with the YAHAWASHI, because all you Americans have a certain level of pride. Just knowing you can go get a 2 for 2, man, that sets off, it activates this pride in you. But everybody's humble. You can have on a Gucci belt, but if you haven't ate in a couple of weeks, then you're going to be humble. That's, come on.
Yeah, this is the book of Revelations 18 and 7.
You don't eat that Gucci belt, because in the history they did that. Israel had to eat their belts. So imagine, Spirit set it up. Now nigga take pride in belts. You got rhinestones. Yeah, you don't catch up package.
God, this is Revelation 18 and 7. How much she have glorified herself and lived viciously, so much torment and sorrow give her.
Yeah, so the Lord is going to balance off the pride of Esau, which is being played out by you Americans, right? It's going to be balanced off by torment and sorrow. That's how the Lord going to make things right. You're going to be a base, man. Go ahead.
For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
And that's really the vibration of America. You know, they don't believe in the report. They don't believe that sorrow coming. They don't believe that the food is going to be scary. You know, they don't believe that adversity is going to be, going to stand between you. Oh, yeah, come on. Y'all come. You going this way?
Oh, we're going to go around. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, like the average, Babylonian, they don't understand what's in front of them. They don't know that the Lord set up a very heavy spirit of resistance to resist the advances of Esau moving into the phase of pressing the reset. And the Lord is, combating it. And you people don't get caught up in it. Why? Because you are of Babylon. Go ahead.
Therefore, so her plagues coming one day.
Go ahead.
Death. And mourning.
And mourning. Yeah, death. There's going to be a lot of death, which is going to contribute to the mourning. Go ahead.
And famine.
See, that's where famine. Whenever you read the prophecy, whenever you read the threats, that famine come up. Well,
and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord powerful judgment.
Right, and that's the climax. World War III, and that in itself has proven to be a challenge. I'm talking about the Israelites. Guys with Israelite names, long names. You got three names. You know what I mean? You got three Hebrew Israelite names. You don't even know that destruction coming, man, which will be preceded by a series of plagues, and we in that time. Okay? So, hey, with that, I want to give our praise, honor, and glory. Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles, the elders, great millstone. Shalom to the brothers laboring in his work. And as always, you believe in the AHTHAM as well as the AHTHAM. Those who got those subscribe to the truth as well. To the next time, shalom.
Shalom. DCA. Shalom.